I'll just have to be a part of that 1% of the world who has the Pixel 2, who's just not impressed. Alright guys, so here's the Pixel 2, and here's the Pixel 2's box. I don't know why so many people are making excuses for this phone, trying to convince yourselves that every phone is perfect. No phone is perfect. But what I will say, my experience with the device outside of the cameras is good. Now, a lot of people, I think before you guys make a comment and say, oh, you have a defective device or something of that nature, think about this now. Don't you think that I've already did a factory reset? I'm not like some reviewers, just get the phone, review it for a week, and then that's it. I buy it, I keep it, I love it, I list it, whichever. I kick it to the curb. The thing is, how many times can I do a factory reset? Obviously, let's be realistic here. Something is probably wrong with the camera, the front camera on here. But I guess the reason I started a YouTube channel is to experience things for myself. And for those few people out there saying, well, other reviewers aren't having that problem, so I don't care. I don't care about what other reviewers are doing with their devices to a certain extent, you know. This phone is a great phone, but my unit just happened to have something wrong with the front camera. The comments about, you know, you're the only one, you always have problems with your devices. No, I don't. I think what happened is when I say everyone else is saying something good, something is great, and I get on and say, that's not how I feel about it. Some of you guys get your feelings hurt behind that, and you shouldn't. I mean, why are you going to defend Google for this device? Like, so what? I mean, there's people out there that are saying you should have got the Pixel XL2. It's not going to be any different. I'm going to have the same software experience and the same cameras. Now, again, my front camera, obviously something is probably wrong with my front camera. But with that being said, even if you take away the front camera issues, I'm still not that blown away by this phone for the rear camera. It's really good for photos, but for video, the audio sucks, and the quality is not mind-blowing. That's my experience with it. So, you know, the Pixel 2, I waited also. I decided I'm not going to jump out and just grab it. For several reasons, I waited. But, you know, this is my experience with the phone. You know, it's my duty to report. It's funny, people always say, well, man, you never say anything bad about phones. Well, I don't have anything really bad to say about this phone. But when I report an issue, some of you guys get in your feelings. You get hurt because you love this phone so much, or whatever phone it is. You love it so much, you want it to be perfect. Well, nothing is perfect. This isn't a perfect world. My Pixel 2 is having problems with the front camera, and that's just it. Of course, I've done a factory reset. You know, of course, I've done it multiple times. But how many times do you want to keep factory resetting your phone? Yes, I already reached out to Google. Yes, I'm trying to get a resolution. But, you know, even without the problems, folks, even without the problems, just with the front camera, the battery is fantastic. The screen is beautiful. The camera takes great photos on the front. They're not mind-blowing like everyone's been saying. The rear camera, now that rear camera for photos is great. Probably one of the best cameras I have for rear photos. One of the best. But I'm not going to rank it the best. That's just my experience with it. And I think that's what some people have to understand. Everyone's experience is going to be different. And again, even if you take away the problems that I'm having with the front camera for video, that doesn't mean that I still am in love with this phone. That's just my experience, though. Respect it. I respect all the other reviewers who are loving this phone, saying it's the best in the world. I don't think so. Because I could put this phone against the Essential phone, and you know, the Essential phone, to me, automatically wins with hardware. I could put it against the Key One. There's just... The phone is not as mind-blowing as I thought it was going to be. Because I listened to a lot of people. This is why I started my YouTube channel. Once again, if I didn't say that, this is why I started a YouTube channel. To find out for myself. Because I don't so much listen to what other reviewers say. I take it with a grain of salt. Now, let's be clear here. Obviously, once again, something is probably wrong with my front camera. But I've done your factory resets. I've went through tech support with Google. I've done, some people are saying, oh, check the white balance, all this stuff. Think about this now. I'm not the average consumer, so you are going to start digging into it. You know, you're going to start trying to figure out what's wrong and tinkering with it. Been there, done that. But also, as the average consumer, what if I didn't know how to do those things? I'm going to be complaining. I'm going to be upset about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, this isn't the most expensive phone. $600, $650. That's not a lot of money for a device. But when I compare this, and I've given OnePlus a hard time. But when I compare this next to something like the OnePlus is looking like a better buy. I passed on the OnePlus because it is something that I feel like I've had already. But this right here, man, even without the problems, folks, listen to me say this. Without the problems, I'm still not blown away by the Pixel 2. And for those saying, again, get the Pixel 2 XL, I had the Pixel 2 XL. I used it for a while. I didn't like it. It was hideous in the way it looks. It didn't feel right. So I switched and decided to stay with this one. So respect to all the Pixel squad, Pixel owners. Well, I don't really care about that. The fact is, my experience with this phone, the only bad thing that I could probably point out is that I don't like that I'm having problems with the front camera, and I haven't had it 7 days yet. You know what I'm saying? That should be a concern for you and future buyers. And some people are really in their feelings right now. They're, man, you always having problems with your phones, which you guys who watch my channel regularly know that I rarely seldom have an issue with a phone. And if I do have an issue with a phone, I come back and try to give you an update on it. Well, here's my update on the Pixel 2. This happened with the U11. It just went to trash all of a sudden. The camera's just blanked out. A factory reset did it. It fixed everything. Boom. This phone, a factory reset is not fixing it. So even after I were to get this phone, get my replacement, and the cameras are working great, after that, folks, there's still no reason for me to rank this phone high up on the charts. I don't see it. And I still, like I said it before, I think the Essential phone, which is probably like a stock Android phone, even the Moto G2 Force is probably a better buy than the Pixel 2. Because I have been using this, and my experience is good, but my experience is not mind-blowing. So I hate to burst a whole bunch of people's bubble, but this is my experience, man. I'm not blown away by this phone. Like all these people, oh my God, Pixel 2. Nah. I'll just have to be a part of that 1% of the world who has the Pixel 2, who's just not impressed. Anyway, here's your follow-up video on the Pixel 2, and that's it. That's how I feel about it. I'm done.